can you explain to me what you're giggling about?
Look, don't ask a man about his giggles, all right? Don't do that.
Just did.
Just you, man. Giggling at you.
Look at that. We've got Glimo perfectly lined up dead center. That's how you know we took the time to do cameras right.
Yeah, but watch him wiggle so that he can move.
Oh, he will. No. We know the Glimo wiggle. He'll lean forward and right to do stuff on his computer. His head will disappear. I know how this works.
Well, at least when we're on Twitch, I can have Twitch on my other screen so that I know when I'm out of frame and I can either move myself or
you could do it as a
pan
bit.
my camera.
You could do it as a bit if you wanted.
Thanks for that Twitch sub.
Yeah, it's hard being
Thanks for that Twitch sub. All right, no, that's it. I'm just gonna have to go full on into the British accent now. Now, look, friends. Earlier today, I had an entire script written out where I was going to.
Fantasy accents.
What?
British is the fantasy accent, man.
Okay.
Either that or anime bad guy.
I wouldn't know how to do anime bad guy.
push the glasses up in the middle.
I have the glasses in my head. That's right. It was me who was doing intros first. Eye shine stare. Ping. Yeah. Listen, James challenged me last week and he said your Among Us stream doesn't appeal to nurses in their 40s. So I wrote a 3-minute long script to appeal to nurses in their 40s. Then I remembered I don't do that anymore. I'm not allowed to do those kind of intros. So I threw it out, but it existed. And it was an Old Spice commercial, essentially. It was very bad. I should have ended it with, I'm on a horse.
I was expecting that to go and like looking at your YouTube analytics and be like, then I recognized no 40-year-old women watch my YouTube channel.
Listen,
I thought you were going to do the joke where you said, I was looking at my YouTube statistics and 55% of y'all motherfuckers aren't subscribed. You know what that means?
Raid Shadow Legends, motherfuckers.
Mine's up at like 89%. I actually have a pretty high amount
of subscribers to
subscribers to non-subscribers. Yeah, but of course, YouTubers, if you do subscribe, it helps me out. It lets me keep track of analytics better. Maybe consider clicking that bell. What can I say?
Bell.
No, whatever Dave is doing with his hand, don't do that particular thing. A quick reminder,
that ding button, all right?
Well, we do have a stream next week, I believe. The week after that, I will be on vacation, and I will be coming back from vacation Wednesday specifically to do a charity stream before going back on vacation for Thanksgiving. So there will not be a stream in 2 weeks, so don't be here in 2 weeks. I mean, do be here if you want to watch me do a charity stream, for children's hospitals. Stream? What else can I say? I've been doing a lot more stream work lately, like 6 to 7 hours of stuff a day. And I was like, oh my God, I'm just editing videos and preparing Battletech maps and like writing up stuff. And James helped me make a tech tree. And I'm just like, oh my God. And then today I was like, wow, I did all that stuff and now I have free time today. It's incredible what preparation work will let you do. So I got some time to prepare for this show, which is good. And I just have one ad left for Big Spoon's match on Friday. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to go out of my way to make it super special, but tomorrow's ad with Pano the Mad, that's when I put some work into. It's bad, but it's bad in a good way.
I don't know what you're talking about. Can
the
I be
bad ad with Pano
the
Mad?
I've been inserting fictional ads into my Battletech test streams.
No, Arthur, don't tell him. Just say, become a Patreon, and you'll learn what I'm talking about. Oh,
shit, that's true. Well, I'll be revealing them to the non-Patreoners during vacation in 2 weeks.
Ding that Patreon button.
That's not enticing enough for me to subscribe to put any sort of money into anything. You need to work out how to entice me, the whales, Arthur.
Well, for one, you're not a whale, and for two, you don't like BattleTech, which brings me back around to my original topic, which was demographics.
If your Patreon isn't called onlymex.com, I don't know what you're doing.
No, it's not. It's interesting you say that because that leads into the demographic thing. Before I started streaming BattleTech, I was starting to steadily get a larger number of female viewers to the point that my YouTube split was like 75-25. And I was like, wow, 25% of my audience is women. That's way better than when I started streaming. Started streaming BattleTech, 99% men. Sometimes it's like 99.9% men.
And then you're like, I might experiment with Warhammer. That'll bring some of the girls back.
that a phrase I never uttered or ever will.
So I was with that Pathfinder content, man.
Yeah.
That's where the women were coming from. You know, there's
And
so many of
5e,
them.
I
over
think
there.
so.
I was gonna say it was the anime.
Oh, I guess maybe.
For a second there, I thought you said anima, and I'm like, excuse me?
No. It's just all right. Drumurboy, do your intro. I've been demoralized.
Sometimes I make music. The newest track up on my Spotify is the Rime of the Frost Maiden theme for the D&D channel. It's doing kind of well, better than I expected for the kind of music that it is.
Fantasy music, you mean?
Yeah, like ambient, kind of wintry, spooky fantasy music. Which, like, my other highest performing is like the Descent into Avernus metal thing, and like metal always does fairly well on streaming.
Do you know, like, just humor me for this question because this is a weird one. Do you know if people like have your song on repeat? Like, is that like, are you aware of that statistic?
Yes and no. I have like detailed statistics of like not exactly who's playing my song when and how often, but like how often a song is being played generally.
Okay.
Like Spotify for artists, the back end gives you kind of like detailed information about how many songs or how many playlists that song is on, how many plays it's gotten from the Spotify algorithmic playlist, which does include on repeat listens. So that's kind of like all chunked in together with some other stuff. So it's not as granular as that. But
so do you think like a lot of your music is showing up in like D&D atmospheric playlist stuff?
Maybe some of the time. Some of it is probably in like live games because I've seen like the names of people's playlists that my music enters into, and like D&D on Thursday night or like Descent into
that's what I mean. Like
playlist.
It'll be like an act like people's like table games sort of thing more than like
the
live stream stuff or something.
But even more general than that, a lot of the more recent stuff has been like royalty-free Twitch safe music playlists because Twitch is awful at this.
Yeah, it's not like they have like a fucking streaming label attached to their mother company or something they could use.
Yeah.
Fucking so dumb.
That's actually part of the thing I'm working on. I submitted some music to that soundtracks thing. There's no information about whether the songs that I get on or like because that's curated playlists and it acts like a radio station, right? Like you don't get to skip songs or anything. You just restream a certain thing.
Yeah. And then there's like the only thing that it works is like they have a plug-in or something to the stream that shows like the artist name or something.
Yeah. So is the name of the artist, the name of the song. You can click on it to get to like a larger splash page for like the artist, I think, if the artist is going through a third-party distributor, which I am. But
your music shows up a lot when I run Pretzel on my stream.
Yeah, I'm on Pretzel. Like all my music is on Pretzel pretty much. The thing is, what I'm going to be writing actually is because Twitch soundtracks is not going to compensate artists whatsoever. So I'm trying to like keep a detailed eye on my back end through Spotify for Artists to see if it makes any dent in discovery at all, because that's all that's being offered. And then I'm going to write up either the dent it did make or didn't make. Most of the information that I have, which is not much because they don't tell you if you got a song on his playlist on Twitch soundtracks. And then I'm going to compare it. I'm going to compare it directly to my Pretzel revenue. my pretzel plays in revenue, and I'm gonna write that article,
Yeah.
blog, whatever.
Yeah, man,
and
get
put it out.
those hot scoops. You know what I mean?
Like I've got a lot of back end information. People that if they want to know how to support indie musicians and be safe as a streamer to stream music, I'm gonna be writing a thing with all the information I have. It's gonna be pretty biased. Now all this information only applies to me. And my music is pretty niche. It's all instrumental. Most of it's RPG music. So it's not like going to be a general, like, this is how all things work, but it's going to be hopefully informational.
Yeah, I mean, it's so bad these days that people are getting fucking banned and copyright striked for like,
deleted content because it's not
deleted content, stuff that was like super old. But most importantly, people are getting done in for like a 5-second like alert song that they've used for years.
Yep.
For fucking years.
Yeah.
I
That's
also, saw on the comments on Twitch's Twitter feed today, like a bunch of people that were getting DMCA'd for stuff that was like years before they became a streamer, and Twitch has no tools to refute any of it.
Nope.
And the best part is people can delete the stuff, and they still get DMCA'd about it.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's part of the work I'm doing. And then also making a new pack for Nerd or Die, which I'm deep into right now. And I'm trying a new thing. I might be trying to flex some generative code muscles that I have a little bit of and see what works. Because I've got 500 raw samples split into 3 categories, and I want to build a code that will be like, take a random sound from these 3 pools, combine them together and render that. Do that 100 times. And then tomorrow I can audition them and take the best ones, right? But that's the ideal of how that would work. I'm just not sure how to do that yet. Other than that, playing a lot of Destiny because Beyond Light came out.
Is that good? I've seen people play it, but then I also looked at the reviews, and it seemed like it's a huge fucking grind now, just like an immense grind, like more than it was before.
It's not a huge grind. It's a different kind of grind because there's a new damage type, and there's a lot of stuff associated with the new damage type, like that is a lot. It's a lot because like the new damage type, like they broke it down into, you know how in the other powers you had like branching paths that you picked the 4 things.
You had like 3 different things in each power or whatever. So
yeah, this is the same as that, except for you're getting additional options for like the new power, and then also they have aspects and shards. They're like aspects are like things that you can mod your existing powers with, and shards are like less powerful versions of that, which work like the armor did. So you have like a certain amount of mana slots, like on the armor you have up to 10, and then you can like populate it with certain powers that equal up to 10, and then that will change your playstyle completely. That's the grindy part. And then now they've removed 4 planets, so now like the grind starts anew on Europa and Cosmodrome. But I'm enjoying it. I played the story yesterday. Like, it's a Destiny story. There's always more to tell because that's how these games work.
Did Nathan Fillion come back yet?
No, Cade 6 is dead.
God damn it.
Wow, what a spoiler. If I was ever going to start playing Destiny 2, now I don't really have a reason to.
It's in the trailer for the Forsaken DLC.
It's also like, it's a weird game because it's like a live for service game. It's like there's no way that you can't know the outcome of everything before you start playing the campaign. It's like it's a weird scenario to be in.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's like a Final Fantasy 11. Like you will know a lot of the story beforehand, but the fun of it was like grinding through the ranks to get to the point where everyone else is at, and then everything's new. Everyone's figuring out stuff at the same time. That's where I'm at right now. Like, we're all figuring shit out at the same time because I've been behind for a while. And now there's a whole bunch of new shit to figure out. And it's good. And then the gotcha game, Genshin, just got its 1.1 update yesterday as
yeah.
well.
I've stopped playing that.
Of course you.
I haven't. I'm still playing. Not as often as
Why are you laughing, Arthur? Why are you laughing? I'm a very busy man.
Because we've been making fun of him for gotcha games forever.
Y'all are in deep. Well, not you, James. Or,
I haven't spent a cent.
Dave.
I don't plan on it.
Look, you don't have to spend a cent, okay? They've got you. You're in. You want to know what's up with Venti. You want to know about this little flying thing, ancient something, runes of permission. I don't know. They've got you. They've got you with their Breath of the Wild ripoff and their waifus, their battle system.
Yeah, the battle system's actually really fun.
You're deep there. Yep, there it is. It's actually.
Because it's actually a battle system. It's not like AFK Arena or Fate Grand Order, those shitty games.
Wow. You want to stop in here? I'm considering getting emotes that say Fate Grand and Order so I can put Fate Grand Order emotes into the chat. Here you are calling it a shitty game.
When the
you don't know anything about it.
AFK Arena ads with fucking what's his name? Frodo. When those are better than your entire game, it's a problem.
Listen up.
Elijah Wood, that's his name.
Listen up. Fate Grand Order.
FGO has Elijah Wood ads.
No,
Oh my
but
God.
it generates more income and revenue than basically any other game in existence. It's fucking unreal how much money it makes.
I mean, Genshin's already made like $500,000 or $500 million.
I mean, Fate Grand Order has made something like $4 billion.
How long has it been out?
Like 5 years.
Genshin's only been out a month.
Yeah, but will people still be playing it in 5 years is a much better question.
People
the
are still playing
FGO player
Honkai,
base
so,
continues to grow.
People are still playing Honkai, so probably.
Oh my
What?
god. Not okay.
Why does it matter? Like, honestly,
does matter.
like
It's
all
all
the same
about the
shit.
money. It's all about the money because the money fuels the waifus.
Oh, I finished The Boys season 1 finally.
Oh, nice.
Oh boy, wow. That
Wow.
was a show. Yeah. It was
Didn't expect
diabolical.
the ending. Didn't expect it.
Well, wait until you get to the end of season 2.
I haven't finished season 2 yet.
Yeah. Also waiting patiently for The Mandalorian to be all the way out so I can get a month of Disney Plus and then watch it and then cancel.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Mandalorian to finish up as well.
I don't know.
think.
I just see all these pop-up videos on YouTube where they're like, Mandalorian season 2 sucks. Mandalorian season 2 analysis. Is Baby Yoda actually the devil? And I'm like, "Oof.
Really?
Season 2 is going to be weird, man.
I thought people were super into it. They're like, this is the best thing ever. And then episode 2 rolls around. They're like, damn it.
I don't know, man.
You got to stop following the quartering, Arthur.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Damn.
Look, I used to watch the quartering when he was a Magic the Gathering guy. and then he got busted for like
the quartering. This is the far right guy that Sid Alpha collabs with all the time. Yeah, okay. I watch him like I fucking never mind. I don't watch him at all, ever.
Take a massive shit, stick your head in the toilet, and that'll be more useful than the quartering.
Jesus.
No, he used to do really good Magic the Gathering stuff before
I
he
guess. Maybe.
like, you know, back when it was like when they didn't have everything digital. Right? Magic the Gathering was there's a good age around 2011, basically.
You got anything else, Drumurboy?
We
I'd
had
rather
a
not
brain
talk
and then
about how
decided
little
not to.
respect I have for the quartering.
Man, that just took a hit from my respect of Sid Alpha if he collabs with that asshole. Jesus. I had a smidgen left. It's gone now. No, that's it. Destiny, work, trying to put together that thing about music and stuff from an artist's perspective. And then, yeah.
All right, Dave. James has disappeared, so I got to go with my backup Australian.
I'm your Baz.
You're my backup Australian. Yeah.
I'm your Ba.
Yeah.
Boy.
Bow.
I don't know that we
Bow.
need.
Yeah.
Listen, not everything needs an acronym.
Bow bow.
What is this? The U.S. military?
Yes.
No, that's being something right now.
So, yeah, I mean, I mean, shit stuff happens. I've been really busy. Like, basically, recently, I've been looking for an author, and I've been going through a lot of auditions, I would say, to find an author.
Author
To
or
help.
writer?
I was gonna say, if you're looking for an Arthur, I'm right here. But
And said, hey, it's a wonderful kind of day. Nah.
wow.
You know, that's the longest running cartoon in the world, by the way.
Really?
I learned that.
Simpsons.
That can't be right.
It's got to be
Look it up.
Simpsons.
No, it's crazy how long it's been on the air for.
At
It's
least
still on today.
At least our Arthur knows how to wear headphones.
Anyway,
Only some of the time.
writer, author, whatever you want to call it. But basically, I need someone to help me put together a story for my next game. And
This is for
I say
Kinky
next
Fridays.
game. Yeah, it's for Kinky. Yeah, I basically only work on Kinky these days. So, and it was a pretty long process, but I think I found my dude. Maybe we'll see. He seems pretty good at it so far, but yeah. But other than that, I don't know. I've been trying to get a wrangle on virtual reality as well, but like, I don't know. I played Boneworks, which is this virtual reality game.
Mm-hmm.
And I got so fucking sick, like just incredibly sick from playing that game. And I've been trying to get back into it. Like, you know, Beat Saber is fine. I don't get sick playing that, but it's basically, no, it's not frame rate. It's whenever your character falls off something in virtual reality, it fucks me up so hard to the point where I have to sit down and be like, because I feel like I'm just gonna hurl.
Have you launched yourself headfirst into a wall yet? There's been a lot of videos of that recently.
No, I'm not that handicapped. Basically, like, I can tell the difference between fake and real. I think the one that would get me though would probably be like playing pool or like trying to play like ping pong or something and putting my hands out for the table. That's about the only thing that would get me, I think, to be honest with you. Like imagine trying to play pool and like, oh, I just got to get this ball, and you try and lean on the, like you just instinctively try and lean on the table or something. Like, that's the only thing that would get me really. But yeah, I mean, I picked up Yakuza Like a Dragon today.
Oh, dude, I've been watching some people stream that. It looks
that game
nutty.
Is so fucking bananas. Like they basically took the Yakuza formula and they're just like, okay, what if we took Yakuza and we made it a Japanese role-playing game with turn-based combat? And I'm just like, what the fuck is this game?
Yeah.
It's exactly like Yakuza. It's all in English now, which is great. The English dubbing is fantastic. Very over the top. Exactly what you want. And yeah, man. I haven't played a lot of it because most of the beginning of the game is just like elaboration.
The drunk lady.
Oh,
damn.
So much stuff. But no, I mean, so far that game seems pretty good. So I'm happy with it. If you guys are doing virtual reality stuff though, there is a Humble Bundle right now, which has like a bunch of really cool VR games in it, which I grabbed.
Humble Bundle. What's the bundle called?
It's like Fall VR or something like that. It's got like, you know, the new Walking Dead game in there, and like I Expect You to Die and some other things like that.
Probably Super
like,
Hot. Super Hot's a good VR.
There's no Super Hot in there. I wish there was. I would have been like, yeah. But I got it for Saints and Sinners, which is the new Walking Dead game, which looks fucking
Zero
really
Caliber.
I tried Zero Caliber today. It's
Is that the one where there are videos of people like tossing each other magazines and they hold the gun
that's
perfectly so the
Pavlov.
magazine that's Pavlov.
That's
People have
Pavlov,
done
yeah.
some weird shit on reloading with that game.
Yeah, no, there's a bunch of games like that. And the thing I like about those games is like when you get a gun and you have to like cock it and stuff like that. Like that stuff to me is fun. But the actual gameplay of that game is quite, I would say, dull. It's basically just like every sort of very mediocre first person shooter, except it's now in virtual reality with all that gun. Like basically in Zero Caliber, the thing that they say is good is like you can pick up someone else's gun, rip off the laser sight, throw that gun in the river, pick up your gun, put the laser sight on it, sort of thing. Like that's the big.
Well, how
thing
good
in
is Zero Caliber?
It's pretty good. But it's like so far I played like 45 minutes of it, and it's like the first couple of levels are basically just like, all right, go here. Oh, there's some dudes in that house, shoot them. And I was like, okay. I mean, there's nothing like, it's not like a Half-Life Alyx. It's more like as I said, it's kind of like a Call of Duty campaign, like from the early 2000s sort of style. Like that's what it kind of reminds me of a little bit, except it's in virtual reality. So
Rainbow Six, where they have like the pistol here, and then when they shoot it, they extend their arms.
no, nothing like that. It all looks really nice and it sounds really nice.
You got to push the bullet towards your opponent, make it faster.
Highly trained military professionals still have a loading bar for climbing a small thing.
Mm-hmm.
Can't jump either. No.
But you know, it's got like the full climbing and all that sort of shit in there. Didn't get motion sick playing it, which is a good sign. So, but they did this thing where it's like it's the first game I've seen it in where they have like comfortability options for like movement, which is really strange. So basically, when you move, if you get motion sick, when you're moving really fast, instead of it like having like the full field of view like spreading out everywhere, basically it just like does a Looney Tune like thing where it like depresses your field of view, and then you can like look around in like a circle sort of thing. So you don't get all the peripheral movement and you don't get as motion sick when you're moving. It's actually kind of cool. I've never seen any other game do that before. So
Interesting.
that was kind of nice. Yeah. But you know, there's a bunch of like other ones in there too. But yeah, Saints and Sinners and I Expect You to Die is the reasons why I got it. I Expect You to Die looks like a lot of fun. It's like a escape room, but you're a secret agent and you have to like, you know, try and like, you know, use the laser beam to cut open the safe and then mix a chemical to throw it at the wall to burn it, sort of thing. You know, shit like that. I thought it looked really cool. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, Like a Dragon looks good. I'm excited to keep playing that game.
It looks like a bonkers ass Yakuza game, and I'm into it.
It's like all the crazy parts of Yakuza just puts together. Like the main character like has this like Yakuza boss who's clearly going to die at some point. I haven't gotten to it yet, but he's literally like a mafia gangster in like an Asian Yakuza. It's so weird. It's just like
the whole name Like a Dragon is because the main character really liked Dragon Quest as a kid, and it inspired him to become a hero.
But he's a Yakuza instead.
Yeah.
You're muted, by the way, Arthur. Yeah.
I said, is that real? It's called
That's
Like
real.
a Dragon. Oh my god.
It's called Like a Dragon because the main character played hero or Dragon's Quest.
Yeah, at the very beginning of the game, everyone's just like, "Oh, so why do you let people punch you in the face?" And he's like, "I don't know. I guess I just like being a hero." It's like, I'm sorry. Why does that have to do with you getting punched in the face?
Yeah.
Like, I just really like Dragon Quest. It's like, okay, motherfucker.
The hero's journey, man. You got to get punched in the face before you win.
Yeah, no, you got to take a couple in the chin. You know, I don't know. That game is bonkers. If you have any inclination about liking Yakuza, you'll like that game.
And if you want to do a lobster summon to fight for you, then you can do that too.
I haven't gotten that far yet, but because the beginning of the game is very
tutorially, yeah.
very cutscene heavy, which is Yakuza in and out. If you've played Yakuza, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's like started the game. All right, I've played for 2 hours, but I've played technically for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
The rest of it's been establishing shots. Yeah.
I understand. The Metal Gear Solid way of introducing you to a game.
No, it's actually there's a lot of plot in those cutscenes, but it's just like, hey, by the way,
Are you
here's
implying
how I
that Metal
became
Gear Solid cutscenes don't have a lot of plot?
No, they had a lot of like really slow motion pans with
It's true.
David Hayter being like, "What? How?"
You're that
And then
ninja.
it's just like,
Hi,
Yeah.
D. Colonel, what's a Russian military helicopter doing here?
exactly. But this one's just like, "Oh yeah, let's go get some
on top of this airplane."
Yeah. So this one's like, let's go get some onigiri, and then it's like, hey, remember that time I took you in as a kid? And then it's like, and then it like flashes back to like 45-minute cutscene of like this kid being like, I was born inside of a soap house, and I didn't know my mom, and I didn't know my dad, and then my foster dad died, and then I was walking around the. It's literally like that for like.
This is a Cyberpunk main character.
Oh,
You have to go through his random character creation story before you're allowed to play him.
No, yeah, that's exactly what it feels like. But you know, all the Yakuza games are like that to a degree. So
Yeah. Yakuza games
I'm
are
not
like
too worried.
lore, cutscenes, minigame, combat.
Look, Yakuza for me is always like this really tearjerker story, and then Kiryu will like walk down the street after like his friend dies, and then he'll go play slot cars for fucking 3 hours.
Yeah. Play slot cars or go manage his maid house or whatever, his cafe.
Oh my god. It's just the juxtaposition of these games makes it so worth it for me.
good.
Like you could be like, I have to go help my brother who's about to die, but then like a naked man will jump out of a trash can and you go on some fucking weird quest with him for like 10 minutes.
What?
Yeah.
No.
That's Yakuza.
You got anything else?
No.
I don't want
That's
you to
pretty
expand
much
on that topic.
Just you've never played Yakuza, Arthur? You
No.
should play it.
No.
Well,
It would
I've
be
not played a single Yakuza.
dude, you would love
The
it.
most
It
that I
is
know
so
about
good.
Yakuza was watching a YouTube video where someone recreated the intro of Yakuza by going to the places Yakuza was based on and doing like a third-person drone camera behind them
So-
as they ran into walls.
Oh, that one. I know that one. But you should honestly pick up Kiwami, Yakuza 0 or whatever it's called,
Okay.
and just play that, because the thing is, if you play those games, like even Dragon has the exact same map layout as all the other Yakuza games, to the point where it's like you actually get to know this town, and then you can like all of a sudden you'd be like, hey, that's different this time, because it takes place in different year periods and all that stuff. So like the town like gets better every single game.
Mr. Libido, that's his name.
I am
Mr. Libido. Yeah.
not going to get this until after I finish Last of Us 2 on PlayStation, because I am desperate to be done with my PlayStation 4. Not that I can buy a PlayStation 5, not for monetary purposes. It's literally I just can't fucking find one to save my life.
Yeah, they won't sell them in stores.
Well, tomorrow is
No.
release day, but
They're not selling them in physical stores.
well, that's gonna make it really tough for me to go to my local GameStop and ask them if there's a PlayStation there.
Can't buy
they're
a
gonna be
PS5.
like, nope.
Meanwhile, people are vaping into their Xbox Series X's.
What? Wait, hang on, that's new.
No.
Why?
No, Glimo, hey, how about you? What's going on, Glimo?
Not a whole lot.
Is your shirt Hydra or is it Cthulhu Hydra? I don't understand.
It's the call of Cthulhu.
Wow, that's terrible.
I
That's
hate that.
really awful.
I hate that someone is like, I'm gonna make this shirt.
Yeah, what else is going on? I was on one of Arthur's one-shots on Monday, so that was something. I won't spoil it, but it was
It'll be out to the public in like
It
a
was-
week and a half, 2 weeks.
it was fun. 1v1 BattleTech is intense.
It's fast. It's way faster than normal
It's
BattleTech.
way fast, yes. what else? So I bought a new processor over the summer, and it came with a pre-release code for Assassin's Creed Valhalla when it eventually released, and it dropped the day before yesterday, and I was off today, so I was like, oh well, let's try this out. Yeah, it's completely unplayable. The like just complete game breaking bugs. I mean, you know, maybe if I had a 3090 card, it would be okay. At least that's what I'm reading online. But with my 2060, yeah, no, just no.
They put it in. They bundled it with a 2060.
They bundled it with a Ryzen 7.
What?
Yeah.
You don't like. There's no way that game would require such hardware, right? Like that makes no sense.
Yeah, they bundled it with my Ryzen 7, and it's just, well, I mean, just for starters, the controls are shit. You can't tell when it's a cutscene and when it's not a cutscene. Half the time, when it's not a cutscene, you're moving around and your character just disappears. Yeah, it's just really
Fresh off of Watch Dogs Legion, man. They know what they're doing over there at Ubisoft, clearly.
So, I'll give it a month and see if it's a playable game in a month after the patches, but it is definitely not playable on day 0. So,
all right. So the last bastion, we as gamers have to decide this. The last bastion of like these corporate, massive scale money dump video games has to be Battlefield 6. Like it has to be.
like, if I paid for
That's
the game,
really
I
sad
would
that is your fallback, but okay.
No, that's the last one. That's the last one. That's the straw that's going to break the camel's back, as far as I'm concerned. Because the last game, hot garbage. The game before that, kind of almost a hot garbage. So, and then they got all the Assassin's Creed games that are coming out that are just like poo.
Odyssey was good. The last one they did before this one was fairly good.
I don't know.
The reason why, though, is because they went away from Assassin's Creed and went more towards Witcher, that style of game.
It wasn't an Assassin's Creed game. Like that I'll give you. But like then they just went, okay, boys, we found it again. We got that lightning in a bottle. And it's like, no, stop.
If I paid for the game, I'd be pissed. But since it was free, it's just like, I guess I'll try it again in a month and see what happens. Actually, no, I won't try it again in a month because, then I'll have Cyberpunk 2077.
Unless that also
unless I'm pissed at that, and then I'll...
Foolish move, Glimo. Why would you curse the universe by saying that?
Have you seen his shirt? I mean, there's a reason for it.
Cyberpunk Red's coming out next week.
Yeah, okay.
What's the over-under on 2077 actually coming out on December 10th?
They doubled down on it this week.
Yeah, they doubled down on it when they said that they were making a gold master release.
Well, okay, so the difference here is like this is all about certification stuff.
Okay.
So certification stuff is very different. Like basically,
listen, we can't believe anything they say. You just have to wait for it to come out.
I mean, I think they've got to get it by Christmas.
They have no credibility at this point.
Okay, so but the difference here is like when it comes to creating a Metacritic score, those don't change. Right, for games, like you have like the first initial release, and that's pretty much it. So for a company like CDPR, which has been working on this game for what, 19 years? No, 10 years, something like that. When was the first trailer released? It was like
a long time ago.
2007.
Yeah, okay.
There's comments on the YouTube video of the release trailer like, CDPR makes 18+ game, waits till everyone's 18+ to actually release it.
Yeah. So when it comes to this sort of stuff, they have one game which makes or breaks their game for the next their company for the next fucking several years. So the first impression is very, very important. So when it comes to like certification problems, to make sure that they can release worldwide simultaneously on all platforms, yeah, that's going to delay the game 100%.
CDPR's never been shy to delay anyway. It's been one of the calling cards is to get it out and get it out right.
Well, the
Yeah,
problem
but
is
these
that's always been the
days-
thing. But then they've also come out and said like, it's coming out now. Get your butts ready. Oh, never mind. And then they like apologizing to their employees while also a report saying that like crunch isn't a big deal. It's fine. There's just like mixed messaging from higher ups that is like leaking onto social media.
Well,
and
Crunch in Poland is actually like there's actually laws in place.
I mean,
Like
there are laws
for example,
in the U.S. as well, but no one follows them.
well, I mean, for example,
there are no laws about it in the U.S.
Yeah.
I
For
just
example,
in tech sectors, I would assume
Nope.
100-hour works weeks are like
Nope.
really.
so for example, it is incredibly illegal for someone to work more than 10 hours over their scheduled working limit in Poland. So crunch time is literally just like, we need people to do 10 extra hours a week of work. Like that's the difference here between like crunch and not crunch, right? Like it's kind of jacked up that people are fucking so antsy about this shit. Whether or not people feel like, the work is going correctly or going well in Poland might be different, but that's not, I don't know that stuff. I can only tell you what the work laws here in Poland are. And they're very serious about that stuff because Poland's not that big. It's very easy to find a company that's, abusing people, especially foreigners, in this country. So,
I did like when the original release date was in November, and then the Assassin's Creed Twitter announced that they were doing their release within 2 days of Cyberpunk, and the CDPR team tweeted back with, "So you've chosen death then?"
And did you also see the Path of Exile team? Like, we're just delaying our expansion till like January.
Yeah.
Honestly, we don't want to go up against CDPR, and we want our devs to have a Christmas. So see y'all next year.
That's pretty fair, I guess. I mean,
Yeah,
Grinding Gear make way too much money as it is.
They were like super transparent about it too. Like, that's how you talk to gamers nowadays. I think it's just like be real.
I mean, yeah.
Anyways.
Also, to the point, I feel like most gamers are stupid entitled. Like they feel like they're owed this game. It's like, bitch, please, come on.
Yeah.
You're absolutely.
Yet, Dave, how Pieces of My Heart's going to compete with Cyberpunk when it comes out?
Yeah, here's what it is. I will find several of the characters in the game and I will loot the shit out of them. That is how I'll compete. And you know what? It'll probably be very hard because I don't know what type of loot content they have in the game. We'll see. We'll see.
Okay. You got anything else, Glimo?
Looking forward to Cyberpunk Red, the PDF coming out next week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we swap into that, Arthur? What's the deal there?
No, absolutely not. That's for my next show. That's for my Cyberpunk 2070 show.
Our team, whatever.
Yeah, it's going to be the old Dante Fierro opening a Trauma Team competitor. It's going to
Have
be
you read
like...
the Trauma Team book that they have? The
No,
comic
but
book?
I'm going to read what the 2077 rules are. We'll see how the future has changed.
So it's not 2077. It's the
like,
bridge between. So it's like 2040.
Well, either way, it'll be old ass Dante because it'll be a while into the future.
Yeah, it's the bridge in between 2020 and or 2030.
We'll see
I
what
guess.
the book says, Glimo.
Okay, we'll find out next week.
Dante dies in our campaign, but implants his consciousness into the ambulance of 2040.
It's like Knight
He's
Rider.
Yeah.
Has it got elves and dragons yet?
What is it, Shadowrun?
Did they elected dragon president yet?
Shadow Red, more like. Boom.
Yeah, that's about it. Just other than that, work stuff and keeping on. Waiting for all of you to get done with World of Tanks and and Mech Warriors and get back to Sea of Thieves so that we can go sailing again.
James and I are sailing tomorrow night. You want to sail with us?
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's do it. We'll get a brig. James, people who are watching live on Twitch are the only ones who know that we had a discussion about Maid RPG and Thirsty Sword Lesbians and all of that. And now I would like to see you run a Maid RPG based on Sisters of Battle. I think it would be unreal.
I've never actually even read the book, by the way. Like
Maid RPG? Don't
everything
worry.
I know about it, I know from your show. That's it, pretty much.
It's dumb as fuck, and it's like what was that old show where it said the rules are there are no the points are made up, and
Whose line?
Whose line is it anyway? Yeah.
But that show is still stupid funny today. Like, I don't know how they did it.
The
It's
old
still
ones
stupid
before they
funny.
switched cast were good.
I mean, they never really swapped cast.
I mean,
still
they
had all
got
the
a new
fucking
host, right? They got
versions.
like Drew Carey or something.
Well,
Drew
yeah,
Carey
the
was
American
the
version was
original
Drew
one.
Carey.
What?
The
That can't be
American
right.
version is Drew Carey, and
No, fuck your American version.
Drew Carey was the
Jesus.
original. I think Aisha Tyler is the new one.
No, like
Yeah,
I'm
Aisha
talking
Tyler.
old, like
yeah, the
Oh,
British
oh,
the British version. Oh
don't know.
God, what was his name?
Emperor Senpai.
Arthur. So I just
Emperor Senpai.
Clive Anderson.
Clive Anderson, thank you. You all talking about American version of fucking
I didn't even
you
know
barbarians. I watched the original and it was good.
I didn't even know it was a
Alright.
remake, to be honest.
To be fair, Australia's made a couple of really good banger TV shows, like Wilfred, for example, but the American version of Wilfred was way fucking better. So, like, you know, I'm okay with it. By the way, Cyberpunk Red, in case you're playing at home, I just checked my book, is set in the year 2045. So 45 years after this game.
25.
25. That's some really bad math.
Well, what did I say?
You said
You
45.
said 45.
Did I? Sorry, my bad.
All right, James. Well, I think we were in the middle of doing your Maid RPG. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so look, my only exciting thing this week is I got 2 new Xboxes this week because I'd ordered from 2 different places just in case because there was uncertainty about the delivery timelines. And then I was going to cancel one that I realized I could ask around my friends to see if someone missed out, and I found a friend that missed out. So I organized to get the second one and ship it to him. But I got it set up. I got Assassin's Creed Valhalla going as well. Didn't seem to run into any issues with that. So
Okay, so it was better on the Xbox version then.
yeah, well, and this is one of the things I got to say I like about the new Xbox is like I noticed in the stores they had Assassin's Creed for PS4 and for PS5 separately, whereas with the Xbox you buy one disc and it just installs the version relevant to the console you've got. So I can put it on my Xbox One or my Xbox Series X, and it one installs the 8K version, one installs the 4K version. So, but so far it seems it's very much just a reskinning of Assassin's Creed Odyssey so far, like to the point that some of the things seem forced. How much, like obviously having Assassin's Creed Odyssey had the bird you could control, and of course the character in Assassin's Creed Valhalla has the exact same mechanic with the exact same benefits.
Although it's probably like Odin Raven themed this time.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And they're doing this weird thing regarding that they've changed up the way that gender works in the game a bit as well compared to Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which I don't want to sort of explain without giving away spoilers, but I'll be interested to see what the internet's take is after it's sort of all played out. But that's been my week pretty much. Just that and work. Still following the US news. And
Also, I read some weird shit about like internet hate culture being already like having the game being patched just to fucking, not trigger people that aren't victims. Oh my God, it's so dumb. Like, I don't know why companies fucking fall into this shit, but it is what it is. So like, I don't know. Nothing's sacred anymore.
That's it for me.
Right.
You got some spam in chat there, Arthur?
I know. I'm pretty quick on picking up on those.
Yeah, so I thought you were
Jesus, look
you
at
were
what
mulling
they're
over
doing.
your decision.
They're trying to judge the auto mods by making it unreadable. Holy shit.
Yep. Yeah.
Put that shit on a death metal t-shirt. People will buy it and think it's a band.
It's not like the old days where I actually had to get moderators. Now it's pretty easy to just handle myself. And more importantly, the fact that I have 2 layers of protection from people posting links means that it's really, really difficult to post links in my chat. We ready to get started?
Yep.
Okay. Does anyone remember what happened last time?
We have an actual job to do.
I shit the bed with a bunch of rolls, and
I wouldn't say that.
now we have to try and
I
fight
know-
some dudes without any help from anything. We have like an inch of
we-
street we can walk on.
But we have a shitty U-Haul, so
I know,
That's
AP,
true.
that you mentioned that you've had some time to do some prep work as well, and I have to, call the audience attention to the fantastic map that you put together. For
I
this
did that in like 5 minutes.
session. It's like I'm there. Just
Okay, thank you for that, James.
Dude, forget Sea of Thieves, that blue line water.
So
Perfection.
good. Oh, also, I love I love the fact that
Dave, you could learn about fluid dynamics from Arthur.
was that?
You could learn about fluid dynamics from Arthur.
You could learn about fluid dynamics from me, but I wouldn't want to teach him for the things that he's going to use it for. Mine would be a strictly practical matter.
I'd love to see you use practical matter like I can. Okay.
Listen, some of my fanfics are in great demand, Dave. This is a writing quality you'll never have.
I don't know about that. The new writer I have is pretty dang good. So
But you'll never have that APGamingREAL writing. It will always remain one step away from you. All right, so there was some confusion last week as to what this area actually looks like. On our far left-hand side and the western side of the map, we're talking about the general commercial district. Then we've got a single lane street with a series of buildings, which are controlled by the Zimmers. There's a security gate, which is unmanned, but if you are authorized to get into the facility, the security gate will read, like your easy pass and will automatically come up. Then there's this long freight road. That's essentially like a double wide, and it runs like on a narrow strip of land that opens directly onto the ocean on either side. Then you get to the larger artificial island of the piers. The north side is like local company ports for people that do strictly commercial work. The largest part of the port is taken up by the Megacorp piers, who each have one or more pier here, and the bottom part of the port is like where people park their yachts and their fishing boats and all that crap. You have been tasked, of course, with heading to the Megacorp pier for Euro business machines, finding one of the specific breed of cyber psychos that the local port authority has tasked with defending the area through means that aren't really clear, and capturing it. Any further questions or clarifications that you require before James mocks my map making skills again?
We had like a skeleton of a plan to gather information. There was like a party on a blimp or something.
we were going to go on the ferry.
Yeah, there wasn't it like a two person teams. One of us doing ferry, one of us doing party time.
The others of us, I thought, were getting the U-Haul.
yeah, I think we weren't actually going to go to the party because
the party was too
remember,
Okay.
it's not so much expensive, but it was more like there was favors that needed to be called in, or we needed to get fake IDs or something like that, or we needed to do fraudulent stuff.
It was
No, what it was is that Dave failed his outgoing role. You still have invites to the party that are coming. It's just not going to go the way you hope.
Also, yeah, I mean, we can do this in one night rather than waiting for like
Correct.
3
You
nights
could.
or whatever. So
Well, I think we're still stuck on the whole point of just surveilling the place.
You have a
Like, giving
crappy
folks stuff to
U-Haul
see.
now that probably hasn't been involved in any crimes recently. You have a fake license, which you paid for in cash, and the U-Haul, which you also paid for in cash.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to do now, team?
I think we're doing the ferry to try and get like a 5-minute window of info on lay of the land of where we're going.
Okay.
yeah, so the Rock and 2 kids drive around Arizona.
I must not have seen that movie.
It's Spy Kids. Don't worry about
Yeah.
it. Just
I
No,
definitely
it's the
did see
Is
it.
remake
it-
of Witch Mountain, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's not Spy Kids, yeah, but it has the same actors. So it's,
but one of the kids is actually Chris Rock in a child costume.
yeah. So what's that guy's name? The one that's always with Chris Rock in those movies? Fuck. I forget his name. now.
Chris Tucker or something.
No, it's not Chris Tucker. It's that other dude, the really short motherfucker.
Yeah,
Hang on.
his name.
I'm gonna say not Chris Tucker, the other dude, Chris.
So while he's looking up AP, I think what Drummer's talking about is that I think a couple of us are going to take one of the short, island hop ferries there, like across the bay and back, just to sort of see what we can see in the brief window to
Okay.
get some more.
Kevin
intelligence
Hart.
on the-
There it is.
So who's going on the ferry trip?
I'll go
It's
on
the
the
other guys. Yeah, so it's myself and Glimo did the other things. So
Okay.
these guys.
I think
Yeah,
that the following roles could probably be used here: awareness and human perception. And if you have anything else you feel like you could roll in this situation, let me know.
What's your awareness notice out there, James?
His awareness notice is going to be colossally higher than yours because Solo's at there.
All right. Is there anything I can do to help his role then?
No, but I feel like you could probably make the human perception roll.
I've only got a 1 in human perception.
Well,
He's
So what
more
do you say
about human deception, dissemblament. Sorry, there we go. Got it out.
do you have like any electronic surveillance equipment, like a camcorder or like something to zoom in and look at the area, or like
So I have
sensor
image
package,
enhancement.
radar?
I have image enhancement built into my cyber eyes.
Okay, that'll give you a +2 to the roll, I believe.
Also allows you to see 20 times better.
That's telescopic sight, not the same thing.
Are there any tourists on the boat with a camera? I could take pictures of them, right?
Let me take that picture of you, says the scary
just
cybernetic man.
I'm not cybernetic. I've only got 1 cyber arm. I'm a
Dude,
doctor.
you have a faceplate.
No, I don't.
You don't? I
No.
thought you did.
No, I'm
Okay.
a regular dude. I've got a like a helmet. I'm not wearing it. I'm not going combat ready to the ferry.
How attractive are you?
I don't know what that's based off of.
Attractiveness.
Attractive.
Attractiveness, it's a stat.
Oh, 4.
ATTR. 4. Okay. So subhuman.
What? No, that's not what a 4 in attractiveness means. Jesus.
Average humans are 5.
Look, not everyone can be Dante Fierro, okay? We just have to accept it.
I'm regular looking, but I've got crazy eyes from South America. All right.
He's seen some shit.
Let me take a photo of you guys.
Are you looking at are you looking at us or 1,000 yards that way? I don't know.
So look, there's a case to be made. If you have some way of downloading data digitally off of a recording device, you could be like, oh, hey, let me take a picture of the two of you and then get photos of the thing in the background and then be like, just one sec, I want to make sure they come out clearly and like download them to a data disk or something, or your CyberArm if you've got that availability of technology. but it doesn't sound like you do because you're not nodding your head when I'm saying this.
I didn't like my Cyberarm had 4 slots. They're mostly taken up by like
Okay.
medical
It
shit.
also would cost you like €100 to get a DSLR camera in this game. So that is another option.
I mean, yeah, if I could just buy a fucking camera, I'd do that. I've got $8,000 cash.
Okay. Yes, you can go buy a camera for sure.
Take it out of your organ fund.
Yeah.
What
I'll just
level
go take
of,
someone's eyes or later.
are you
pay
looking
for
to
it.
get a digital camera or a digital recorder?
The digital video recorders are vastly more expensive, but if you want just photos, that is, like, if I remember correctly, not that expensive. So.
Pretty sure just photos with like a telephoto lens kind of shit. Is there?
You can get a headset
on?
or shoulder mounted video camera if you want. You know, like
Shoulder mounts.
something you put up here or something up here.
No, probably just like a photo camera with. Is there any
Okay,
sort of
it's
enhancements
150
on?
euro bucks.
Is there any enhancements on
Yeah, I mean it's not going to be 20 times enhancement, but you know you'll be able to zoom in 5 times like my iPhone camera.
All right. Also, ooh, what is there a skill for like photography?
I would
Yep.
use electronics for this.
There's actually a skill for photography, Arthur.
Is there?
Yes,
Because if there
is.
is one, I would expect the shop to have at least a basic.
It takes
chipware
2
thing
days
with
to
it.
get a +1 and a chipped skill.
Fuck. Even
Yeah, there's tech, photo, and film. So if you're good at tech,
Yep.
you definitely have a better chance of being technically able to take a photograph.
I
Skill's
have
so
basic
complicated.
tech. Yeah.
Yeah,
But no,
your
the-
tech
the
skill should be
skill-
pretty good as a med tech.
The-
So I have
The attribute tech drummer.
tech.
Yeah, okay.
But I also have like primary skill, basic tech, if that works.
No, but your tech skill will be put towards this. So
Right.
you spend 150 euro bucks, you get, you know, like a digital version of a Kodak, you know, just like a handheld camera. What do
It's
you?
a Polaroid, a digital Polaroid.
Yes, Henley, it's a digital Polaroid. I don't know what they call the cameras nowadays because for me, camera technology went from you scrunch some little thing in the corner to it's got a 5-foot long scope to your phone is better than most of that shit. All right, that's the fucking
actually-
evolution of
It's an
cameras
LED
for me.
screen that requires like an actual like photoscopic lens to print onto it, and then you have to like scratch it around inside of the camera in order to make it come
And
I
then
out.
apologize.
it pops out a floppy disk that you got to shake for a minute.
Apparently, I don't know enough
And you
about
gotta
cameras for
blow
this
it. You gotta
audience.
blow in the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Can you
like a
make a photography check,
So just
which will
basic
just
tech.
be a basic tech roll?
So in the meantime, AP, I'm going to do an awareness roll and a human perception roll, as you suggested.
Perfect. Please do.
Okay.
I might need luck.
James has been waiting for the nonsense to end. Ooh, 15. Not bad. 29. Obviously, you were going to nail that. What else you got?
You almost got like the height.
Oh, fumbled on human
my
perception.
God.
All right. Give me a
I only see
D10.
robots, no humans.
All right. Things don't go completely bonkers out of control.
I don't perceive myself.
I
He
am
just
the
stops
camera.
existing.
Sees himself in the future dying.
It's like
He's
shooting
"Oh,
himself in
God."
the head, but he just
Mark-
forgets he exists.
Marcus Bishop in VR looks down and he has no body. He's like, oh my God. Oh my God.
I know y'all are haters about that fake grand order, but that's a thing that can happen in fake grand order is that if you forget about yourself for long enough while you're ray shifting, you actually just completely unexist yourself. It's crazy.
I did the
That's
same
right.
intro, Dave. I ordered the Oculus Quest 2 as well. Hasn't arrived yet.
Yeah, nice.
Wow, there it is. I'm over here with my Vive trying to pretend I'm a cool guy, and these Oculus are just showing up out of nowhere.
Did you say you didn't like it, or it hasn't arrived yet?
It hasn't arrived yet. Hasn't arrived yet.
Okay, yeah.
All
Nice.
right.
Buy that bundle because I think you'll enjoy it.
I've got a phone and some cardboard. That's my VR.
All right, so let me tell you what the two of you see together. You, with your extremely failed human perception, have no understanding of the kind of body language that's going on here, so you don't get anything in that regard. However, you do make out the following. So the street that leads to the Eurobusiness Machine's private pier has a number of old defunct warehouses. You catch on camera and with your super sharp eyes that there is just a single cybernetically enhanced individual sitting outside of an overflowing dumpster on like a chair made out of driftwood next to a small fire with a makeshift tent made out of sticks, twine, and a tarp. That individual, you watch as vehicles try to pass it in either direction. The individual stands up and sort of interrogates each one of them as they go past. Sometimes you see one roll up with a flat tire, and the individual reaches into the dumpster and pulls out like a spare tire and a toolkit and helps fix it. At one point, some tourists start to walk down the pier, and this individual stops them, and it keeps gesturing towards them. And at one point, one of them just starts yelling at him, and this individual like just gets a foot up, and that's when you notice, Bishop, that this person has hydraulic Soviet-style ram legs,
Nice.
and in an unusual form of capoeira that has to make up for the fact that because this individual has a cyber arm and two cyber legs, their sense of balance must be completely off. So they have to adapt their capoeira to the fact that their body has like completely non-usual weight regulation. Sweeps this person's legs out from under them and then brings a hammer leg down and crushes the person's skull in one go. The other person starts running away, and they do some sort of ridiculous Mortal Kombat movie, Johnny Cage, whatever that's called, shadow kick, where he soars up into the air on the hydraulic ram pressure and also just like kicks through this person's rib cage. This is the target that you're supposed to get to. Now with a 29, I'm just going to straight up tell you that they have one human left arm left, and that left arm has literally no armor on it, completely exposed. Not even covered
so we
by...
give them a Chinese burn and they'll surrender.
I also love the idea here that I was like, Arthur, I made a kicker who has like robotic legs, and Arthur's like, we're gonna have a kickoff, you and me. We're gonna kick each other with robot legs. It's gonna be fun.
The next scene is just like sparks flying as they're both midair kicking each other's feet.
So you get a couple more points of detail with such incredibly high rolls. Both the eyes have been removed with an like extended, so like not even attempting to pretend to be human eyes, extended sensor suites. Their whole body
Just
seems to have
scopes sticking out of his head.
Yeah. It's basically like having permanent night vision goggles stapled to your face.
Oh joy.
Or a first generation Vive.
Imagine getting a first generation Oculus stuck, like bolted into your brain. Oh, the glass door effect is everywhere.
Actually, they did that in Fate Grand Order. Boom. Nailed it. I can keep bringing it back. They do have one character who permanently wears a VR headset in the game. Yeah, it's crazy.
Classic.
Bring it back to Cyberpunk. You can tell, Bishop, that this person has numerous cybernetic enhancements, like way more than any individual would normally be able to handle. You failed human perception, so I don't want to tell you anything about their posture or stance. The one thing you pick up, Coltan, with your camera is that there appear to be moments in your photos where the individual is either talking to themselves or is speaking to someone over like a internal phone or radio.
By the way, I would like to point out at this point, I read what they wrote about the digital camera inside of the book for the description.
Uh-huh.
It is fucking just the dumbest thing.
It's the Polaroid of
says-
digital cameras, huh?
No shit. It actually says something like that. It's like still images are digitized, actually in quotation, digitized onto chips, onto a chip cartridge about the size of a cigarette package.
It was the 90s, man. Give them a break.
It was this is pre JPEG.
Yeah.
It's literally a digital Polaroid.
These are people that haven't had to wonder whether it's GIF or GIF, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Bitmaps or fuck off. That was it back then.
it's the time of 18-pound cell phones, all right?
screwed into your brain.
So that's what you guys get with about 15 minutes of exposure on a ferry trip.
Harken back to, I think I saw the cyber psycho in the warehouse speaking in a similar manner.
Cyber psycho.
The one I
In Warehouse 22.
Yeah, so that person was being like digitally controlled via a cyber modem.
He was also
and they were
speaking.
talking to you, I think. I don't recall.
I thought they were speaking to additional security force.
That's true. Yeah. It definitely weirds you out that this is happening, right? Because their mouth is moving, but they don't appear to be generating any sound, at least from this distance.
Yeah.
And
what I gleaned
they
from
don't
this is
have
they're-
like a cell phone in their hand or a radio.
What I gleaned from this is they're not autonomous. They're centrally controlled from somewhere.
Let me ask you this, Arthur. How different was it for Mash Nathers talking on a phone?
Well, it's hard to say, right? Because sometimes Mash didn't even need to move his mouth to talk. He could digitally, right? Didn't he digitally recreate stuff and just talk using his internal radio? That is not what this person's doing. They are physically moving their mouth at some point.
So there is like a chipware that allows you to have your phone inside of your head.
Yes.
But I don't know if it like reduces the vocalization. There's definitely something in there for removing like vocal communication.
I mean, you could probably sub-vocalize like using like a lash. Anyway,
Yeah.
so
Can I make a case here for using diagnose?
Yes. What I see where you're coming from. Give me what exactly you want to learn from this.
does he have any STDs?
Not something you can diagnose from a distance, I think.
And he has a camera though, Arthur.
He's got a hickey on his arm. He's obviously infected.
He's a huge slut.
Yeah. No,
He's
if
a
this is-
thought, an e-thought.
What about like specifically, is he using anything in his human arm in terms of drug use? Like, is there any scarring or anything like that? Because if he's using cyber drugs on top of his cybernetics, that's like fucking.
Well, I would
crazy
think that you could see maybe psychologically how controlled this person is. If they are independent, if they are being controlled, if they're somehow just like autonomously running on a program.
Yeah, whether this is just mindless babble of a brain dead cyber psycho or whether this is coherent.
Okay. Yeah, diagnose illness.
22.
Yeah, absolutely. This person is a cyber psycho for sure. They are totally sociopathic. They do appear, when they move, it is without the movement that a normal human would have. Their breathing is like non-existent. They don't move. They move like precise and mechanical. Every single movement has no wasted motion to it. When a vehicle or person approaches its location, it seems to run through a checklist of things that it needs to do. However, it does appear to not be controlled by someone else at any point, nor does it appear to be running through like a physical program. It's just a human mind that has been as close to mechanized as possible. It still has some form of independence and creative thought. It seems to be talking to itself or talking to someone else somehow.
just not able to move itself in any direction other than be trapped in its metal body.
Well, again, its movements are voluntary when it moves. It just moves with a unnatural, supernatural precision.
Okay. But I could assume that this is not like giving situational reports to someone. It's just like random babbling.
That, I don't think your diagnose would be able to give you.
Okay.
It could
also
be,
can't hear
it
the
might not
dude.
be.
Yeah.
But it's basically like they're autonomous to a point.
Yes.
So can I ask 2 quick questions, AP?
Yes.
First off was with the guy that he kicked the torso off of.
There were 2 people, but yes.
Okay. Did they just leave the bodies lying in the street, or did they do anything with them after that? Or
They dragged them and threw them into one of the empty dumpsters here.
okay. And the road that we're seeing in the middle of the map, is that the same road which is serviced from the pier?
It is a offshoot of that road. So that pure road becomes many roads that lead to different Megacorp piers, to the yacht yard, that kind of thing.
And this
So
is
getting onto that road involves getting past that security checkpoint we saw in the other map.
Correct. Now, of course, you can just like walk around that security checkpoint, but if you want to bring a vehicle through it, you're going to need to, get the arm up.
Is this the closest cyber psycho we have to the pier?
This is the only Euro business machine cyber psycho that appears to be present.
Okay.
And that's, Dante's. You can get a non-Euro business machine one, but he wanted one from them specifically.
No, it's just like if we're doing the boat plan, and I think we still are, we need someone close enough to the pier to transport from here to the boat to get to the U-Haul.
We can just drive the U-Haul in now.
Okay.
Not a big deal.
So north and south of the buildings on this map, is that where the waterways are?
North and south of here will be more warehouses where other megacorps are. East is to the coastline and the actual physical pier.
Okay, so this is not like a standout.
Correct.
pier.
This is not.
Okay.
It's all of the megacorps are all bundled together closely for security
As long
purposes.
as we have like our exit vehicle established, because I thought we were still going with the boat plan.
We shall call the plan Boat Murdered.
Oh my god.
I love Boat Murdered, man. It's one of
I
the
haven't
best
thought about
stories
Boat
ever
Murdered
written.
in a long. Yeah.
Bodie McBoat murdered.
Not murder boat?
Nah, Boat Murdered.
Listen, Kit Fox Games need to fucking release Dwarf Fortress for Steam.
Outboard murder. There we go.
Outboard Murder sounds like a mystery thriller romance novel that you could get on Kindle for 99 cents.
Starring Daniel Craig.
What actually supports the pier, by the way, Arthur?
It is an artificial island.
So it's a jetty rather than a pier.
Okay. Sounds like you just out-naveled me. So yes, let's assume that's true.
Oh, everything it's a jetty in Australia though, so it's fine.
A breakwater constructed to protect or defend a harbor, stretch of coast, or riverbank. A landing stage or small pier at which boats can be docked or moored. I'm still gonna say it's a pier.
So if it's parallel to the shore and it's on piles, it's a wharf. If it's on fill, it's a quay. If it's extending out from the shore, it's a pier. If it's on piles, or a jetty if it's on fill.
All right, I'll buy that. It's a jetty.
There's also a clothing store near here, so it's a pier 1.
You got me. It's a jetty. My apologies for not.
That changes my whole strategy, Arthur.
Let me ask you a question. Really? Does it really change your whole strategy?
Yes, because now he's not gonna, blow up the pilings and.
Oh, there it is. The pilings. How did I not realize the pilings were key? I suppose that's true. You could have a very visualized strategy for that. Okay, so the two of you come back and you roll up on Team Shitty U-Haul.
Oh, we've bonded, by the way. So we're
Awesome.
good friends now. Yeah.
It is completely not the Mash Nathers relationship.
No.
Pascal is for some reason now wearing armored leather pants that he didn't have last time we saw him.
That's how we bonded because we were like, hey, can I just stop into this fucking Old Navy real quick?
Somehow I'm
found-
thinking Old
you
Navy
found
does
them.
not sell armored leathered pants, but
He found them in the back of
No,
the trash at U-Haul.
you say Old Navy because he didn't put any style points onto the fucking pants. So-
oh wow, you just dunked on Old Navy. Well, there goes my sponsorship deal.
Oh,
Nah, man, Value Village.
Oh
I
well,
get that shit.
now I'm gonna have to rely on that American Eagle money.
I don't know. American Eagle's kind of like maybe.
So you're all back together.
Share the info. One Cyber Psycho seems to be mostly autonomous, but crazy, as you'd expect.
So my feeling
So-
is if we can get past this security checkpoint, then we can pretty much roll up on this guy and black bag him. We might need to take him down a few pegs first, but if we can,
Oh, he does have the human arm, so I
I was
look at Pascal about like our drug situation.
I was just going to say I've got plenty of empty darts.
I
if
really
you
love
have-
your enthusiasm for this, but it's a cyber psycho. So his tolerance to drugs is probably going to be astronomically high.
but
For
it
what?
is reduced if we mess him up first.
That's true. I still think our best bet is to shoot him with a fucking net made of pure electricity. It's what the cops do. And the cops are real good at taking these fools out. So
As long as it doesn't cause so
we,
much
we just
damage that I
can't damage
reverse it.
his
I mean,
implants.
If he's
they're really
restrained by a
shitty
net-
implants. If
If
a
he's restrained by a
little
net,
bit of
there's no
electricity-
harm in also putting a drug in his arm as well. You know,
Yeah.
if you can't tie knots, tie lots, basically.
I think that's the second time I've heard you say that. Never gets old. 100%
Yes,
true.
Coltan, if you have the enhanced drug, I've got empty ampules.
Why do you think I'm so chipper? I've been sleeping like a baby.
Are you claiming you've been drugging yourself to test your own drugs?
I mean, he did roleplay
That's-
that.
I've
so,
established that already.
Wow, I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
He's building up a tolerance to iocane powder.
Yeah.
I'm building up a tolerance to bullets. That's my secret. Started a low caliber, worked my way up.
Just
you know,
shoot
like-
yourself a little bit every day.
Actually, there's something I want to check it back in with you, Pascal. When you went to go pay for your new hot pants,
Yes.
your chip
Oh,
card
hot
was
pants.
declined twice before it was finally accepted.
That's not ominous at all.
Thanks. Cut back to the present.
yeah. But
Like the idea there was a line behind him as well, like while he was doing.
Oh
it. It's
yeah,
like,
well, well,
this
well,
just
it was quick,
worked a
right? You
moment
know, like
ago,
swipe
like-
it, and then it was like, and then he swipes again, swipe the third time, and he starts sweating. It goes, bing.
But I haven't been giving myself full doses, but I've been like timing and testing and making sure it's accurate.
One of these days, you'll
Sufficient
turn into this old character called the Hulk from a previous show. He also self tested and self medicated.
That's my secret cap. I'm always high.
It's my secret cap. I'm always sleepy.
So
really
are we
the
confident we can get past the security? Can we see from the shore here what the security gate is like?
James, this diagram. Getting past the security gate. If you want to walk around it, that's 100% easy. If you want to drive through it, you're either going to need to get somebody to hack it or get some sort of electronic device, or physically acquire one that someone has to get through.
Oh, so
there.
is it a
I
manned
have-
house or is it automatic?
It is automatic. It is not manned.
Okay.
Completely unmanned.
I have a completely different strategy. If you would give me a little moment here.
Ba, 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 ba. Look, it even says security gate unmanned on this amazing map that I prepared specifically for this moment, James. You may
Marcus.
mock my ability to draw straight lines.
How confident are you in your ability to remain hidden in the cloak of night?
Who are you asking?
Your name is Marcus, is it not?
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you say Marcus. Well, I should be fine to remain unobserved.
All right. The reason I say this, and gentlemen, you'll have to excuse me here, but I think our best approach might be to sneak up on this guy and grab him unawares. Black bag him, as you would. You mentioned it before. I think it's a good idea. When we've subdued the character enough where you could inject him with whatever you've come up with, we can call you over and then we can load him up into the back of the van and be gone. It will be the best way to not cause a scene as well.
And what if a scene gets caused?
Oh, then you'll hear it and you'll come to our rescue like the gallant knights you are.
On our trusty shit horse. Bang you all.
The front of it falls off.
Well, the front fell off.
That's a sign of good aging.
Yep.
So what do you think? Is this a reasonable...
It's the
Well,
What the hell?
So my only concern is that he's obviously in communication with somebody, which means that if we've got to walk him off his unconscious
no,
form
that's
off the
the
pier.
thing. He's not. He's just crazy babbling. He's not.
You're
No,
not sure.
They might be in contact with
You'd need
each
to
other.
get some sort of like radio or cell phone link to make sure he's not actually talking to someone.
So are you
Not
saying
talking
that
with
we
his-
should
not talking with his
retrofit
mouth to
the...
someone.
Are you saying we should retrofit the van to be a Faraday cage?
No, I'm just saying that we should have the van ready so that when we do knock him out, we can get out of there in a hurry. Before
That's what I'm
any of
saying.
his-
This plan seems like the safest way. It also seems like the quickest way to get what we need.
I mean, having a quiet way is better than we had before. So may as well have the quiet option first and the loud option as a backup.
Sure.
What if we have the van be the distraction? That
Well, that's also our way out.
Three
So hopefully it doesn't get destroyed.
He did put his leg through a
That-
person. So I don't think this shit horse will stand up to that.
right, but you said that he helped out to fix some flat tires, so it's pretty easy for us to say that this shitty van of ours broke down and can he help us out? And while he's helping us out, Marcus jumps him, and then the rest of us jump out of the van and dogpile him.
He doesn't seem like the sort of person inclined to render aid to a broken down motorist.
No, I don't
I mean,
think he would either.
He did, though. He gave a
Or
flat.
was that staff or was that random people?
We have no idea. They were in a car, though. The people he kicked through were.
What type of
Pedestrians.
car was it?
What type of car was it, AP?
You're muted, AP.
It was a freight hauling truck.
So definitely not a civilian.
Well, I mean, technically, anyone who's not in the military is a civilian. But yes, in the way that you mean it, yes.
Definitely an associate then.
What we could do, use the truck as a distraction, yes, but let whoever is going to net the motherfucker out early, get them to get.
This is what I'm saying. We will get into position.
Yeah.
And when a certain time is up, then you'll come in because I'm afraid to use any sort of stuff in case he's overhearing. I don't know what he has in him. Who knows? Half his brain could be wires at this point.
But the thing is, he's got 20x scopes for eyes, so he's going to come over to the truck if we come in the building, I think, or in the area.
The last thing we want is for him to put his cybernetic hands through the engine block because then we're fucked. Then we have no way of getting him out. So I think a priority would be to not have the car in combat with this thing.
We can
I
just
think We net him.
bring it down the freight road, but not take it down the road to the company pier until.
But he sits like
out.
right here, right? Like right next to the gate. That's
No,
where
he sits
He's-
up here.
He's down on the
Okay.
Megacorp Piers.
This thing. So we
Well,
can get,
while
we can get
he's looking at the van, we'll net him at that point. How's that sound?
sounds good. I don't know if it'll go that way, but it sounds good.
We could take the van up to like here and then pretend to have car trouble.
Now, I want to remind you that any of the Megacorp Piers, not just Euro Business Machine, but any of them, have their own cyber psychos. Because that's just policy around here.
Is there
Well-
any like the security gate's unmanned, but is there any like security panel or tower or some kind of
Nope, it's all handled by these state-funded cyber psychos who get like a plot of land, and they're told only let people with authorization through.
okay, so there's nothing for us to tap to see what they're saying or if they're
Well,
saying anything.
I mean, if you had this sort of equipment to do that, you could check to see if there's any cell phone or radio transmissions. Mash Nathers might have been able to do that.
Most definitely.
If you hire a net runner, they might be able to do something like that for you.
I think our best option is to just go in there sneaky and just do our best.
All right.
Well, I have a plan when you can improvise.
Well, we have
Most plans go,
Well, look,
go awry anyway.
Our per diem is down to like 60 euros, so we don't have much petty cash left for.
I mean, you realize
Making
you
it more
get
complicated.
paid by Dante at the end of the month. At the end of the month, assuming you finish the job.
Yeah, which we use to live our lives.
Of
I don't-
course, it's the
I
per
don't take-
diem
I-
that's important, though.
Yeah, I don't take my pay from my employer and
Of
go and invest it back into my employment.
what's that Netrunner that we met? Ass Blaster.
Blaze Laser, and I know
Oh, there
you
you
know
go.
that was wrong.
But there's also the Dante's Netrunner.
There is, and you also know a net runner named Sludge.
We do.
Oh,
from Zeta
actually, I do have a radio link, and I have a phone splice, a scrambler, and a voice stress analyzer, and a basic hearing module installed.
All right, so some of those things may help you. A phone splice, I think, allows you to use any phone within a certain distance.
Yep. I think the scrambler protects.
Yeah,
my
Scrambler is going to
calls.
protect your stuff, so it's point to point.
Then a radio link, I think, is for general open bands, if I remember correctly.
Radio communication up to 1 mile.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
A phone splice allows you to do everything a radio splice does as long as your phone is within 3 meters.
Yeah, it'd be like, instead of it being like, it'd be in my pocket instead of
Yes.
me pulling it out to have to use it, sort of
Correct.
thing. So. Yep. But the radio link is the one I guess I would need to know about.
Page 87.
Yep.
In game terms, having a radio implant gives you the ability to talk to any receiver on the same band frequency for up to 1 mile.
I'd point out
Okay, so
that
I can.
using a radio link means you sub-vocalize, where you mutter under your breath. You literally don't say anything at all. And it can be linked to your cybernetics, and it allows you to talk to anybody with a receiver in the same band within 1 mile.
So I can listen in on the radio then with this
If
thing?
they have a radio, you
If
could
they have a
sound-
radio and you identify the band frequency they're on, and they're not scrambled, then yes.
Okay.
The main thing is what
If you have wideband scanner, then
I don't
you
have
can-
a wideband scanner.
that's the Mash Nathers thing that lets you
Mm-hmm.
pick
He
up
also had
anything.
amplified hearing and digital recording and all that shit. So he had a lot of stuff. He had basically everything. So
I also have enhanced hearing, voice stress analyzer, and bug detector.
I have the voice stress as well, yeah. But the voice stress is completely useless until you've actually heard them tell the truth. So,
Right.
yeah. So I don't know. I think our best option is to just try and take this guy sneakily and try and keep the car out of damage, because we have no other way of getting this big chunky dude out of here while he's unconscious. So
I am not sneaky.
oh, that's what I'm saying. Like basically, like you guys can come in, like not after the combat's done, but like after we've initiated combat, I guess would be the way to do things. Because you've got your drugs, so we need you to get him in the arm with it. But
Did you smart link your dart gun?
I have not. I would have to get a new dart gun for that to smart link it.
you could probably modify your dart gun. Like you just have to pay for the install and the parts.
You have to find a tech to do it, but yeah.
Can you duct tape it to your other smart linked gun so they're both pointing the same place, just like a little bit off?
That's not how that works.
Probably okay. So smart gun links are actually like remote control fired as well. It's not just your arm moving. It's literally the gun is pulled in a direction robotically, follows a target robotically, and fires to compensate for distance and all that sort of stuff robotically.
Yeah, and then you tape a little bar of metal across both triggers. So
look, if you were a jury rig, I think that would be very acceptable to have something like that.
Yeah. But as far as it
and
is
then
now,
it would break 10
best,
minutes later.
I think this is the best plan we have if we're going right now, unless we want to do more prep. Get Ass Blaster on the line.
Well, I mean,
Blaze Laser, whatever it is.
As far as I'm aware, there's no way to like hack personal cybernetics in 2077. It would.
I mean, the thing that you're investigating, Project Voodoo, is literally a project to hack cybernetics remotely.
Okay, well, there you go.
So
that,
if
that
this
would...
person is what Dante suspects he is, it might be possible.
So Project Voodoo is a test to try and upgrade Cyberpunk to Shadowrun.
No, please, no.
it's an attempt to upgrade to 2045.
I've heard it was like a super soldier program, right?
Yeah. No, it was to take. It was to take
homeless people, basically.
Homeless people.
They were testing on homeless people, forcing cyber implants into them to create super soldiers, basically.
Empty super soldiers that could be controlled remotely. Yeah. All right. So you want to do this? Let's jump in. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
So do you want to swim over there, or how do you want to sneak?
Well, we can walk.
I thought it was like
taking the U-Haul in.
So let's say it's the morning of the 26th, the night after you bought the van and did the ferrying. Wolfgang, you receive physical mail to wherever your cover, right? Your cover as Jerry Smith. You receive 4 tickets to the Euro Business Machines ball. Is it yours? Oh, Biotechnica ball, which is going to be held tomorrow night aboard their dirigible airship over the port, doing a scenic port drinking tour.
I mean, if we ever need cover, fellas, for crimes, there you go. We got one.
Well, I mean, the ball's tomorrow, so it's not like you can just turn these tickets in anytime you want.
Well, I mean, for a crime done tomorrow.
Okay. Pascal, you've got a couple cell phone calls in because you are, of course, a fixer, and you're picking up chatter on the street. The first is that you hear that a runner group called Los Libertales, they're like a all Puerto Rican street nomad gang. They recently were all brutally and violently murdered. And it's spreading across the street. The second thing that you learn is that there are more rumors of the punk knot, and some people claim to have actually seen it, but all they have are grainy UFO photos of it. And the third thing you heard is that there is a tourist, a young woman who is trying to get in contact with you, but your contacts don't know whether or not you actually want to be approached by some random who doesn't seem to know anyone or anything and isn't properly bribing them.
Okay. And she doesn't. She's just asking for me by name, or
Yes.
she's just looking for just a.
She's asking for Pascal the Fixer, the man who can find anything in Redline City.
Except for a target with a gun.
Yeah, definitely not going after that one. That doesn't sound like a trap at all.
Okay, so it's the morning of the 26th. You've got your van plan. I think it's a van plan. Walk me through it so that we aren't all confused. The plan is to somehow get into the port with the van, or to not use the van unless it's an emergency.
How I've been understanding it is we get to the security gate. We have to get through that somehow. We haven't figured that out yet. Once we do, we get down to the Megacorp piers just at the entrance. Let James, Bishop, and Wolfgang, are you going out too, or are you sticking in the?
So here's what I think. I think myself and Bishop will do the garbage man thing where you hang onto the back of the van or whatever, and at some point we will stealth away. All right, we'll stealth away from the van and let you guys be some sort of weird distraction for this guy. When you have his attention, that's the moment that me and Bishop will strike with the net launcher and try and grab this dude. And I think that's probably the best option we have to keep you guys close enough to do the needling, but also keep the van far enough away where he doesn't outright just kick it and destroy it in one hit, sort of thing. Does that sound reasonable?
I think so. Is there like a driving skill in this game?
Yes.
Yes, it's called
100% there's a driving skill.
There are several
Pascal?
subdivided driving skills depending on what vehicle you're using.
I have drive motorcycle.
So the thing is, I have driving 3, I think, but that doesn't help you right now.
Yeah, because like if it's me and Pascal in the car, neither of us can drive.
Well,
You'll only need to make a drive roll in an emergency.
Yeah. So if the shit hits the fans, what is your driving skill, James? It's like a 5, right?
It's. I think I've only got like a 1 or 2 in it, but I've got 10 reflexes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think
One drive and 10 reflexes.
All right. So I'll jump in the driver's seat then when we do that, because I got 3 drive and 10 reflex. So
All right.
yeah. But all right, James, who's going to take the net gun? You want to take the net gun, or do you want?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll take it.
All right. Unless you have a rifle that you can use as well.
I do, but I can
net-
I'll sling the rifle. The net gun's one shot. So
Yeah, sure.
Pass,
All right,
pass or fail, I'm dropping it and switching to the rifle.
Roger that. All right.
Okay.
So I'll
I have a question because I just don't remember from the last time. Did the Zimmers give us
no.
the ability
Nothing.
to get through the gate? No.
No,
Okay.
they wanted something that Wolfgang wasn't willing to deliver on.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't say yes to literally everything, Glimo.
Understood.
Damn.
I might be able to. I have a good shot of getting us through the gate.
Cool.
And I'm guessing you also have electronic security, Wolfgang.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so between the two of us, I think we'll be able to get through
The
the
gate's
gate.
not electronic though. You can just lift it. It's manual.
I thought Arthur said electronic security roll to override it.
Yes, you can attempt that.
Oh.
If you
I thought said
have
it
the
was manual.
tools to do that, yes.
I do.
Okay. Yeah. You
Oh,
can-
I'm
you
on the
can
back
cut
of the
it around.
van, so you can.
I thought
try
you were
all
driving.
want. No, on the way back I will be.
Okay,
But
so you're driving
like I
on the way
said-
back. Who's driving on the way down?
I'll drive on the way down.
Okay.
I have drive motorcycle, so I'm assuming that.
Yeah, it's motorcycle and driving are 2 different skills.
You had let me use motorcycle at a higher
That's correct. I'm not,
difficulty.
if
Yes.
you have to make a roll,
Yes.
it will be more difficult. But that is
Yes.
Because I think the plan
But
is
for
to have.
but for just basic driving this van up to the checkpoint.
Look, it's not like it's Georgia and it's the first day of snow. I'm not going to make you to drive to do basic shit. That's a Georgia joke, and if you don't believe that that's true, watch the first day of snow in Georgia every year. It's fantastic.
Plan
So
is to
it's-
have Wolfgang and Bishop in the back of the van unseen while we drive through, get through the security gate. Then when we get to Megacorp here, they'll like open up and like garbage man hang out the back and disappear somewhere.
Yep.
So where are you taking the car from there?
I think we'll pull over and stop at that point.
Okay.
We'll pull over and stop in sight distance from to the cyber psycho, but
Yeah.
n- not.
And if we don't get their attention, maybe like flash the lights.
Then we'll come out and fiddle around under the hood or something.
Yeah, flash the lights, fiddle under the hood, something to get their attention.
Yep, but just a normal guy, just doing my normal guy car work.
You know, I'll stall the van. You know, at the beginning of the row for Euro business machines.
Okay. All right.
Does the U-Haul have a separator between the cab and the storage?
Yeah.
Okay, it's not shitty enough to have a hole there that I could like climb through and
You
be
could
hidden.
make a hole there if you want to lose your deposit.
Just finger the bullet holes until you can fit through it.
Wow.
I do have my little like
Finger the bullet holes, Dave's next game.
Jeez. That's your Cyberpunk 2077 lewd game.
Nah, my next game is BPM, butts per minute. So
There you go.
What? All right.
That gif of the Jurassic Park gif with like the kids scared in the car, but then like two asses slamming against the that but a clicker game.
I know exactly what.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but it sounds
It's like a
great.
car wash of like two girls banging their butts on the windshield.
What the fuck?
And they're like trying to hold it up with the glass from Jurassic Park, you know?
I'm trying to find it. Hold on.
It's so dumb. Anyway.
Okay.
All right,
We're
let's
at
do
break
this.
time. We'll
Okay.
come back in the second half with more. Hopefully with less butts and with more cyber psychos being captured. Stick around or don't.